Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We're broadcasting today from beautiful San Francisco at the Hard Asset Show. Our guest today, Greg Johnson. He's the president and CEO of South American Silver. Greg Johnson, great to be back with you.
Oh, it's nice to be here, Tom.
How you been?
I've been doing well.
Good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of exciting news coming out of the company, and the silver market has been just absolutely amazing.
Amazing. Oh my God. Since the, I mean, I've had you on, I've had you on more than a couple times, but since you've been the president and CEO of South American Silver, you've been on twice. First, tell the folks where you're doing business and what the business is.
Yeah, quick snapshot. We're, as the name implies, we're in South America. We're focused in silver, but also indium, which is a high technology metal, copper, gold. So we've got a little bit of a mix, but the primary asset is one of the largest undeveloped silver resources in the world, 320 million ounces, and open to further expansion. The largest indium resource in the world as well. Actively drilling on this thing. We've just raised a significant tranche of financing, so we're now financed well into feasibility. So the company is really making huge progress. The market's been responding, and of course the silver market's been an exciting market anyways for the last few months.
Well, the market's certainly been responding. I mean, you got a little rocket ship on your hands here.
Well, we're one of the fastest growing companies in the sector, but the fundamentals are strong, Tom.
Yes.
It's a small sector, as you know, in terms of the number of players in the silver space. I mean, compared to gold, there are hundreds of companies. There's only a handful of companies in silver.
Now, why is that? That's interesting.
Yeah, geologically, silver deposits oftentimes occur as other metals, and this gold space is such a larger market in general than the silver space. That subset of companies that are mostly focused on silver is just a lot smaller number of names. So that means investors have fewer names to choose from. And if you look at a lot of the names that are in the space, many of these companies are up 5-fold, 10-fold or more in the last 5-10 years.
Yes.
We're one of the few companies that's a new name. And we are an exciting new name with a big resource, and we're trading at a very attractive price point relative to our peers.
You know, when you look, and folks, right at TFNN, you can go to the South American Silver banner, and you're going to see this beautiful picture. Tell the folks, when I look up at that picture, I'm seeing this huge mountain. But explain the type of deposit that you have there. So geologically, most silver is actually produced out of high-grade underground vein mines. That's just the classic occurrence for most silver deposits. Many gold deposits are the same, at least the way we often think of them as these vein-type deposits. But what we've seen is a change in the gold mining business is a move to these bulk mineable, open-pittable mega deposits. Right.
And our project is located in one of the premier silver producing regions of the world, a region that's produced over 3 billion ounces of silver historically.
3 billion.
3 billion with a B.
With the B, yeah.
So it is actually one of the areas that as an exploration geologist you would say, if I was going to go looking for more silver, that's one of the areas you'd pick, first pick. So it's an area that's had this tremendous production out of the Andes Mountains in South America. And we are in an area where this is a new type of deposit. It's a bulk mineable system similar to these modern gold systems. So it's more like a Carlin-style gold deposit, but it's micron-sized gold. Smaller than a millimeter across, disseminated throughout a massive sandstone unit that's anywhere from 300 to 900 feet in thickness, sticks right out of the ground. It's going to be amenable to open pit mining and low cost structure because of that, and there's huge potential. We've only tested about 30% of the favorable stratigraphy on the project that we own 100% of.
Amazing. Now, if you can walk the folks through, when you start testing, you get your nice big backyard, you're testing these holes. Is it going to be a couple of years that you're going to be testing holes and bringing this backyard bigger? Yeah,
you go through the various stages. We already have a resource defined, what we call a 43101 certified resource that came out in 2008. 2009, we had the first engineering study that put numbers around. What's it going to cost to build this? What's it going to cost to operate it? How much metal is it going to produce? And it has the potential to be one of the top producing silver mines in the world, top 5, let's say, and one of the top, very highest levels indium producer, which is this high technology metal. So it's an exciting combination. We're now moving from an updated pre-feasibility or a PEA level study to a pre-feasibility in 2011, feasibility in 2012. So effectively, the project is moving very rapidly. We're funded well into feasibility, and it's really a matter of building the team and executing on our business plan to move the project forward. And if we look historically at other companies that have gone through that same growth, like my first public company, Nova Gold, who I'm a founder of, we grew that company from a 50 million market cap to, believe it or not, it's almost a $4 billion company today.
Amazing.
Taking multiple projects from early stage through to feasibility. And that's the model I hope to employ here at South American Silver.
Right. Now, the what are the challenges down there? Are you close to grid? Are you close to? I mean, are there plenty of workers there?
Yeah, one of the real benefits of working in the area we're in is it's a relatively mature district. We're in the northern part of the belt that hasn't seen the work that the southern part, where the 3 billion ounces has been developed. But you have excellent road infrastructure. You can drive to site. You have commercial scale power within 15 kilometers. What this means functionally is to develop a mine, it's not going to be as costly.
Right.
So we're looking at a project that's in the hundreds of millions rather than billions, which we often hear for these mega projects. But this is a project that has the potential scale to be something that a Goldcorp, a Barrick, or South American Silver growing into this can really make it into a world-class deposit. Amazing.
Now, when we look at the times in the past when I've talked to you, and many other CEOs, we've talked about you have an exploration company, you're building this huge backyard out. Bigger companies need new resources. But it seems that what has changed is that we've gone from bigger companies needing resources to now countries, meaning China seems to be coming everywhere. I mean, state-owned capitalism is coming in buying resources, right?
Absolutely.
How does that affect, your thinking?
Well, I think, there's no question that the demand for bigger deposits, especially to make bigger companies bigger, is out there. And the big investment successes have been those projects that have the potential to be world-class. So whether you look at the NovaGolds, the Osiskos, and others, they're the really big ones. Greater than 200 million ounces in the silver deposits is a mega deposit, and so we're in that class. And as you say, in addition to companies looking at big assets, we've got this whole situation on the Pacific Rim where particularly Asia, whether it's China, Korea, Japan, they all need large sources of new metal to go through their smelters and to basically drive that development engine that's going on in Asia. And so there's a change that's been happening in the mining business where we're seeing very attractive financing for project coming from Asia that's often driven off the offtake of metals in exchange for the project financing.
And versus banks. I mean, because then what you have is you have countries looking for resources saying, hey, I'll get you going. And of course with a company, well, a company has a longer term outlook, but countries have outlooks of 10, 20, 30 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, to get something up 10 years, that's nothing to a country.
Absolutely, and it can be a very much win-win scenario. Oftentimes equity investors are concerned about the dilution that will come if you have to have a large equity component to fund the construction of a mine.
Yes.
And if you've got an attractive package that's coming from one of these banking groups or banking syndicates out of Asia that's really a development bank, they may provide very high levels of borrow towards the project and help minimize the amount that has to be issued through equity to build it. And the exchange, they need the offtake of the metal, they need to supply their smelters, or they need to supply their manufacturing. So it's a win-win for both the company, its shareholders, and for the group that's funding the project because they get the metal.
Really exciting times, isn't it?
It's a very exciting time to be in the market right now, particularly in silver, and particularly with such a large, exciting new discovery as we have in South American silver.
Well, I really want to congratulate you. I mean, I know it's the beginning of this project, but boy, I mean, you've already done so much just getting in here. How long have you been a CEO now?
7, 8 months now. So
Isn't
it's
it
been
awesome?
an exciting ride.
Yeah.
A great time to shift from gold to silver. And I think this is my second public venture, and I'm hopeful that it can be as successful as the first.
Absolutely. Listen, folks, this is Tom O'Brien. This is Greg Johnson. You can come over to our website at TFNN.com. You see that South American silver banner right there. Go over there and take a look at that beautiful mine. Greg, thanks you so much. We really appreciate you being with us. Appreciate the sponsorship, and we look forward to having you again.
Oh, great. Thanks, Tom.